it is important for leaders to strategically position quality, as a posture and not as a technical attribute in the organization. Because quality reflects how leaders think about promises that they make to customers and other entities that they deal with. And even more importantly, their employees. I have been in meetings where conversations have drifted and where quality has appeared only as a constraint that has to be managed. And in those moments, quality was present, not at the center of the discussion, but then as a way of working through the different issues that have come up to be able to make the organization resilient against what is being done or said of it given the situation. Such organizations treat quality as a lens through which decisions are actually filtered. Filtered through what? That's the thing, because normally it's filtered to what the targets you achieve, and it's normally reflected in what type of meetings that are being organized, either to compromise quality or to live up to the consequences of not following a quality assurance system or having a quality assurance culture in the organization. So when quality is everyone's business, what you notice is leaders will model it in the way they think consistently, not by being loud about it or performing actions that speaks to it, but quietly and relentlessly. These actions are reflected in the DNA of the organization, and everybody at every level of the organization will pick that signal and try to live it. It's also important to always remember that there's a human side to that statement of quality is everyone's business. When leaders say quality is everyone's business without clarifying roles, there's a lot of burden on those who have to translate that statement into action or live it every day, because there's no clarity and it's not very visible to them. So it becomes a burden for them to carry, even though they care deeply. And sometimes they also try in their own small way to do the right thing. But what you notice is because of lack of clarity, they operate within constraints and their actions often does not meet the expectation that senior management wants. In those types of environments or in those type of situations, quality becomes a performance issue more than and not a principle that has to be followed. People are forced to comply to issues or decisions, but not necessarily they are not committing to it in a way that will improve quality at the end. And it's important for leadership to understand this distinction and take every action to make sure that is clear to everyone at every stage within the organization. Making quality everyone's business does not mean that accountability in the process should be the same. People work at different stages or different levels within the organization. So they will have different levels of accountability and responsibility, and that has to be made clear to everyone. In other words, it means making sure that the organization has appropriate accountability system for decision making at the right level for the right people and for everyone. And that leaders must own the conditions that will help you establish such accountability systems. And with that approach, teams will be able to execute with confidence, knowing well that the conditions that they are working within are owned by leadership. And there's no confusion as to where quality culture actually is supposed to be or is supposed to be translated.